it's your boy Darklight coming right back at you guys with another review. And today we're going to be reviewing Project Power, as y'all probably have seen from my little intro. Man, I haven't done these videos in a long time. Well, now, as we all know, this movie is all about superhuman, superpowers, superheroes, villains. We all know that. And a lot of us are probably burned out. Not me though. Not me. I love superheroes. Continue to love them. Shoot, I do nothing but read comic books, read news on new Marvel stuff, and do a lot of reactions to other superhero information by other people, and continue to grow from it. But this movie is really different. Now, I love Jamie Foxx, but in this movie, he made me love him even more. Jamie Foxx can give you some good acting, some great acting. I mean, wonderful. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, I haven't seen him in many movies, but from what I was able to tell from this, he did his thing too. Even Dominique Fishback as the character Robin, she did wonderful in this, man. I don't know where she come from, to be honest with you. But yes, this movie is pretty much about Jamie Foxx, who's known as Art, aka Major. He's pretty much out of the army, and his daughter was kidnapped, taken from him for a specific reason. I'm not going to spoil it. This is a non-spoiler review. So, truth be told, but yes, this is in the process, he has to go through pretty much the government, or should I say semi-government, criminal minds to get there. He has to reach to the top. But there's a villainous group. They're pretty much selling pills on the street that give you superhuman power. It pretty much depends on a certain aspect in this movie. I'm not gonna spoil it. Which, if you think about it, I can kind of get along with this movie. I really can. I can see actually everything working out as from point A to point Z. And another thing about this movie, I didn't know, I did a research on it. I didn't know this was made by the crew who did Catfish, the movie and the show. And the crew from Paranormal Activity 3, I think that's what it, yeah. Paranormal Activity 3. This crew has gotten better at what they do. I haven't heard or seen much going on with them, but hey, they look like they did a lot. They learned a lot. But this movie, on the other hand, though, I would have loved to probably see this in a movie theater, but I think it's in the best spot on Netflix. Because, a lot of people have said Netflix, their action movies are kind of dropping off. That last one, Old Guard, it was okay, but it's not something I would probably return to rewatch. But as far as the movie Extraction, I love that movie. That was a good movie, good action-packed movie. This, on the other hand, was pretty much in between, but it was enough for me to want to watch this multiple times. Like I said, this movie has done something, it made the story believable. Now, this is pretty much everything that's going All this stuff is pretty much going on in the state of New Orleans. Yeah. And yeah, you pretty much have your government that created a pill that can give you superhuman strength, give you superhuman powers, superhero powers, and sell it to pretty much drug dealers there in New Orleans. Well, not sell it to them; he gave it to them for free, just to test it, just to have people test it out. This movie kind of reminded me of The Purge. I think it's The Purge 3, the final Purge movie that we got, where everything started in the black neighborhoods first. You know, it was all set up in the black neighborhoods first. This is kind of how that movie started off. Everything, and like I said, they kind of made this movie believable. If the government were to come up with something, any kind of pill or something like that, and I'm not talking about the superhero act. It's just saying if they came up with a new drug, they would test it out majority, test it out in the hood, in black areas, before they test it out anywhere else, and try to get results from it that way. And so, like I said, they made it believable. They just added, instead of using ordinary drugs, it was pretty much powers. But seeing how this movie went along, how everything tied in together, man, I enjoyed it. There was some good laughs in it. There was a scene with Jordan Gordon-Levitt, as he's a cop. He's pretty much believe he can change. Let me step back. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's a cop named Frank, he's a legit police officer who wants to protect his town, but he knows he has to go through certain means to do it. If you telling me a villain has superpowers, he needs to have the same thing. So he has to take the drug. Dominique Fishback, I love her story. I really do. Now I say I've seen other people that have watched this movie that gave a review. They loved her acting, but they just didn't see her point. I've seen every point of it in every aspect. Because in her case, she's in New Orleans. She's in a rough area. She's in a rough time. There's not much she can do. There's a spoiler. Her mom's sick with diabetes. Her mom is not on Medicaid, Medicare. She doesn't have any health insurance. So she has to make ends meet, which means bills got to be paid. She had to get her mom medicine. She needs to get food for the house. So, hey, she's pushed to the brink of she has to sell this drug to be able to make money. She's not taking it. She just needs to make money. Now, I mean, this is pretty much realistic of how you can literally look at in past situations. There are young people out there that have done that before. There are people out there. There are young. You go to the Purge 3, the final Purge movie, I think, and it was the same way where the young man, he didn't want, pretty much, he wanted to sell drugs to help his sister pay bills or make it out of the ghetto. And he chose the wrong route, which he could have continued going through school, but he thought it was best and easier and much faster for him to do it by selling drugs, which it is. But there are kids in real life that go through that situation as well. And I think a lot of people are missing that point. Now, I might be reading too far into it, but there are people that are missing that point of her lifestyle. Just like, spoiler, there's a scene in the trailers and in the movie where Dominique Fishback, which is her character, is Robin. Robin she wants to be a rapper. Okay? And she after she does something for Jamie Foxx, does something for Major, he ends up asking her what's her power. Tells him rapping, and he said, "Okay, rap." She said, "Give her a word," and she said, and Major said, "Antibiotic," and she was pretty much, she gives you straight up an excellent rap, and then once she finished, Jamie Foxx character pretty much tells her, "See, that is your power. Use that for good, for good, basically. Use that to help you get to where you need to go." There are a lot of young ones out there that need to hear that. Whether you're trying to be rapper, singer, doctor, lawyer, you don't need drugs. You already have that talent inside of you. Whether, like I said, art, athlete, whatever. Those are your powers. Like I said, I can see there's a message in it. Now I can like I said, it's probably going over my head. It's probably not even that part, but I was able to dwell in it that much because I've seen things like that happen, of what young ones have to do. Sure, there are documentaries where kids have said they have do things that they never thought they would do to get to a point. So, hey, I love Robin's character. I love Dominique Fishback's character. Joseph was, he's outstanding. He was funny, but I understood his point as well. What can you do against people that's using superpowers? They're like invisibility and speed and fire and all of this. But Jamie Foxx was just, it was supposed to be Jamie Foxx movie, but I think Dominique kind of took that and ran with it. But his story about how everything led up from him being in the army, certain things happened to him in the army. Now his daughter ends up getting kidnapped or taken, I should say, and now he's going through this whole thing trying to get her back and protect her. There's a bunch of stories that kind of intertwine. Now I can say I'm probably not the biggest fan of how it all ended. And I'm talking about, this is spoiler, soon after they finished their mission, achieved their mission, basically, achieved their goal. It was just one of those points of, well, time, we can just go ahead and ride off into the sunset. I kind of didn't like that because there's a certain point early on in the movie, spoiler, that somehow those pills still got into the hands of the mafia, not the cartel, still. So these pills are still somewhere out there. So I'm like, okay, y'all gonna become a superhero team or something? Y'all gonna do something to protect each other, or go out there and go fight, and try to bring this to a complete close. I don't know. I kind of didn't like the way it kind of ended. But it's me. It never brought the movie down at all. But it was great. I would give it that. It was great. Let's see if there's anything I'm missing. I don't think so in a way. But yeah, I enjoyed every character. Machine Gun Kelly in this MGK. I didn't know why, but yeah, kind of glad that he ended up dead early on in the movie. I'm sorry, I'm not a big MGK fan, I'll be honest with you. But, he's starting to become more of an actor because I've seen him in Bird Box, this, and I think it was another movie since everything went down. That, I see he's starting to step up in more of an acting role. But, he was there for a few minutes and he's gone. So, But oh, Rodrigo Santoro, he's one of the villains that was in this movie. He he pretty much he gives you that snarky secretary level kind of, like he's the boss below the boss below the boss. You know what I mean? Like an executive producer or something. uh, he did good in the role in the role in this movie. Uh, let's see. I think that's it. That's all I have for you. If I had to rate this movie, I would rate it a 4.8 out of 5. Yes, and yes, I loved it. Watched this multiple times. Like I said, I felt like there's a message in this movie. To the game, it might not have been that on that point, but to me, it felt like a message. So, but anyway, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, what y'all felt from this movie. How did y'all feel? What rating would y'all get it out of 5? You know, with 3 being middle, 2 being meh, 1 being awful, 4 being near perfect, and 5 being perfect. You guys let me know. And if you enjoyed this review, please hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, y'all please subscribe, be a part of the Worldly Angel. And then follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you would like. I am Darklight, and I will catch you beautiful people next time. Cheerio.